And now, here on to Manchester International Airport. This is a film about Manchester International Airport. I first went there many years ago with two school friends called Paul Sullivan and Steve Mason. I've been back since many times and have taken many photographs, some with a simple Instamatic and some with a sophisticated Olympus. I'm not a real plane spotter, I suppose. I don't take down the registrations of aircraft, but I've always enjoyed the atmosphere of planes and aviation fuel, departure and arrival announcements, and the excitement and anticipation of people around me awaiting their flights. Manchester Airport, 1986. As I said in the introduction, I'm not a real plane spotter, so in making this film, I enlisted the help of my old school friend Steve Mason. Now aged 30, he works for National Carriers, but he's still an enthusiastic plane spotter. He gave me a brief potted history of Manchester Airport, and Manchester's first airport was not Ringway, but Barton Aerodrome near Urmston.
In Manchester, in actual fact, was Barton, which is now used for light aircraft flight, and there was briefly, for an interim period, used Withenshaw Park, believe it or not, for flying. That was then replaced, and then Ringway itself, as it was then was known, now it's known as Manchester International Airport, was built just before the last war. It was then used by the RAF Parachute Regiment during the war. Before and during the war, I should say, and then from then on, civil flight commenced soon afterwards. And then in the early 1960s, it went full swing, and the new tower and the piers were built, and it's expanded ever since. It's now resulted in a multi-storey car park, restaurants, cafes, a lot are all built in the complex. The terraces have been closed down recently due to the fact that there's too many terrorists around. And people don't want people throwing bombs at each other, but I don't think that's looking at Manchester. Well folks, we're now at the Tatton House, which is the one of many spotting places that I go to. And in fact you can get a pint of beer as well, which is nice. And other main places are, we're going to film a bit later on, is Cheddar Moss up the road. There's Moss Lane round the back. There's a little gap in the fence, believe it or not, at the airport hotel. And last but not least, the top of the car park, which to me is the best spotting place of all, because you can get pictures of them as they come into the bays. which you'll see on this film. Right folks, here's the basic spotter's equipment. Here's all you need to be an aviation enthusiast. One notebook, 2 pens, a spare one in case one runs out, a camera with a zoom lens, and of course the most vital piece of equipment, the binoculars. Otherwise you can't see a damn thing. Right. What we're looking at now, ladies and gentlemen, is the Spotter's Guide, which is published by Manchester Airport Authority, but don't take it as being said of the aircraft on the timetable of the aircraft that are necessarily coming in. It's usually near enough a rough guide. I'll just have a quick check. Just go through my book. Oh, I have. I've copped it. River Air, Heathrow. That's doing a shuttle flight from Heathrow. I always use the 737 on a Sunday afternoon. Apple on these from Tenerife. 2 from Tenerife. Can probably be 1 or 2. I first started spotting 20 years ago. That particular aircraft probably came in here for 20 years ago, at least. That's the Vickers Viscount, or BAC Viscount.
What's the worst accident that's happened here then?
Well, the worst accident in recent history, of course, was the British Airto's 737 Juliet Lima last year. I can't remember what month it was, but it really was tragic. It took off down the runway, and one of the engines exploded, and there was a fire in the aircraft. At the moment, actually, there's an inquest going on to the disaster. It could have been avoided, and I think the people to blame myself. If I put the blame on any one single person, I blame it on the night supervisor of British Airways, because that aircraft, it did 2 flights beforehand. It did a flight to Brussels and a flight to Athens, and the engine wasn't idling right, and they still maintained it was fit to fly. So they should have really put that aircraft on sec, as they say, and when it goes on sec it means it's put in the hangars and it looks over, and every inch of it looks over, and that is where they failed. And I'm not blaming one person, like I say, but that is where the blame lies.
There was another plane crash a few years ago,
well,
4 years back. I mean.
Going back to the, it sounds a bit of a morbid subject, but going back years ago there was a Viscount actually, which perhaps you can't actually see him on this, but in these houses here, at British Airways by account, British European Airways by account, is now known as British Airways, crashed on its approach, and I think all the lives were lost. And of course the other great disaster that was remembered after that was about 10 years later, in 1967 in Stockport, and the British Midland Airways Argonaut had a fuel problem, and it came down at Stockport in the town centre itself. How it missed 2 blocks of flats, God only knows, but many lives were lost. This small little incident you never hear about, obviously, because they keep it all covered up. But I don't think it's a subject that people like to dwell on. I think people want to be safe, sound, and want to go away and enjoy their holidays. From Missouri. Right, we're now at Shadowmoss Road, which we were talking about earlier on. And that aircraft that just flying was the British Caledonian Airways 111 on a domestic flight. As you can see, at the moment, I've never seen it so packed in all my life. In fact, even the ice cream van's come out this afternoon. It's like Muldoon's picnic here.
Radio 1!
Jermaine Stewart moves up another 1 at
number 2!
Quick hit, that's your game. Girl, I'm not a piece of meat. Stimulate my brain. Night is young, so are we. Let's get to know each other better, slow and easily. Take my hand, let's hit the floor. Shake your body to the music, maybe then you score. So come on, baby, won't you show some class? Why you wanna move so fast? Slow down. If you want me, a man wants to be approached cool and romantically. I got needs just like you. Give me conversations, good vibrations through and through. So come on, baby, won't you show some class? Why you wanna move so fast? We don't have to take our clothes off, no. Have a good time. Oh no. Dance and party all night, and drink some cherry
Jermaine Stewart at number 2 with We Don't Have To. It's Radio 1.
Stereo. Radio 1.
Yeah, this is over the Lodge. I'm going as slow as I can. This is over the Lodge Farm, where years ago, on this corner here, there, we can go back to us, was where I used to spend many hours, again, spotting aircraft. And if you look forward again, you'll see the brickworks. Or what's left of Jackson's brickworks as it then was, which was another common site. This is where you still find a few people knocking about, God knows why, because you can't see anything. You know. Yeah, they blocked the road off. And here's the famous one in Tin Hill, where I had a few airy moments on my little push park when I was a kid. In fact, I once came down here in pouring rain and I thought I'd never stop when I got to the bottom. And the Valley Lodge Hotel here is a recent development. I'm not sure it's a Trust House 40 thing, but it's on that side there. This is what I call the Knutsford end. That goes the Air Belgium post up there. We're now heading towards the old tunnel. There seems to be the cars out for a Sunday afternoon. It's the runway literally by traffic lights, but this tunnel here, which we're now going into, which is part of the A, I can't remember what A road it is, but it was completed in 1967. In fact, the first aircraft to land in here after this tunnel was completed was a Trans-International Airways DC-8. This was the biggest aircraft at that time before the Jumbo came out. And as you can see, it's about 3/4 of a mile long. I ran at a rough estimate. And I'll just do a quick turn here. What's at this place? It's just an obscure, I suppose it's a radar beacon. There's a vantage point. Hasn't got anything going for it. You see him flying over, but that's the only thing.
What's it all about? This is what I know.
You know what the mystique is attached to it?
What's the attraction of it?
I don't know, it's just about it. You get that many different types of airlines and liveries, and I mean in the old days you used to get the old prop jobs in here, but you see very little of them now, and I think part and parcel of it, the romance has gone. I mean, you get these modern Jumbos and DC-10s and Tri-Stars, but they're 10 a penny at the moment. You know, if you want to see a Tri-Star, we saw one this morning, that Air Canada machine. I mean, British Airtel's you, but In the old days, it was the fact that you used to get. I mean, one of my favourite aircraft is a Boeing 707, and I'll try and dig up some pictures of them. British Air Tours used to use them. Air Portugal is still using one, so I'm going to see about 10 minutes. It's due in about 3:30, so I've got about 40 minutes to wait for it. But it's something about it.
Is it? What about Manchester though? Is this one of the best airports?
Out of the regional airports, yeah, this comes out top, especially in the summer. I mean, you get a lot of the scheduled airlines like British Airways and Lufthansa and Aer Lingus. But it's interesting sometimes the fact that they're sending something out of the ordinary. It's only Britannia 767, it's alright, something. But it's just it's just some mistake attached to it. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. It's just, I don't know, I just love him. I love watching him take off, landing, and that's why when anybody goes abroad, I usually ask him, you know, what you're going on and what airline. And Colin ran me with the meeting and wanted to know what airline he was flying with. And I told him, I knew what flight he was on and everything.